Harris back at you again with another day. Today is Sunday and today's plan is to get the oil pan drilled and tapped and also secure all the random fittings like the turbo, water fittings and stuff like that. Not really much to say, just we gotta get through that list, team. Gotta get through that list. To drill your oil pan, you need the following items. You need your fitting with the known thread. In my case, it's the G3/8 B-SPEC, which stands for British Standard Pipe. And then you need a hole, you need a center punch to locate your hole. Then you got your center drill to create the pilot hole. And then you need various drill sizes increasing in diameter. So the final drill diameter, which is in this one 15.3, and then your tap. Boom. Now there are different types of taps. This one here is like the starting tap, where you can tell that the top part is still a bit flat and then it gets more threads. You can get taps where it just starts off really coarse, and those are the ones that I use to bottom out in a hole. Sorry, the camera didn't really focus. If it can focus now. Okay, it's not really focusing, but I hope you can see that the top bit is really flat and then it gets more spiky at the bottom. And of course you need a drill, cordless or not. My little guy can't handle it, or can't handle the big diameter, big shaft. So, big boy Ryobi. I want to minimize the amount of crap that I put inside the oil pan, so I'm just going to get a degreaser bottle, degreaser can, and spray this whole place down with degreaser and then wipe it off with a paper towel. The surface has been prepped with degreaser and paper towels. Now it's time to mark the spot on where to drill. Now before I carry on, just following Greg from the Car Passion channel's advice about moving all this stuff on the right hand side of the oil pan. Because his is a left hand drive, their setup for power steering is a bit different. It looks like I'll have to remove this intercooler piping up here so that I can even get my drill in. Like without any drill bit, it's still struggling to get past these lines, these power steering lines. So I'm gonna remove this hot side intercooler piping and see if I get a little bit more clearance. This power steering line can't really be moved because it's attached to the hard line, and removing that bracket over there probably won't help at all, because I tried to wiggle that power steering line, but it didn't work. Nothing moved really. So I'm going to attempt to remove the intercooler piping, and hopefully I can get an angle on that face there of the oil pan. After removing the intercooler pipe, it was a lot better. However, I still couldn't get to the spot. So you can notice now that I've removed the power steering line, which is able to be removed. The only way you could do it is that there is a clamp that holds those two power steering lines together. And there they are over there. When you remove that, it's like a simple 8mm simple 8mm head bolt. Once you remove that, persuade the power steering line away. I put it underneath the boot of the axle, and then you can get access to the side of the pan there. So the people who are right-hand drives with power steering, this is how you do it to get there. Oh, power steering and no AC. That's how you get there, and you can see that the X marks the spot. So I'll be punching a hole with a center punch. That's the hole punch, center punch done. Time to get the drill. So I've opted for this extension. Before you want to drill, you want to grease the flutes of your drill bit just by dipping them in. And then a good idea is to put a hose, like one of those old silicone hoses, or tape just so that the tip is showing, because the pan isn't very thick, and all you need to do is drill through the pan. You don't want your drill bit to get pulled into the pan, otherwise you might ruin the oil pickup that's directly behind the wall. Right, so here's my drill bit and my makeshift drill bit stopper. Gonna dip this in some grease and then drill really slowly. Cool, that's one done. Swapping to a bigger drill bit. After drilling for a bit, you gotta go ahead and clean all the swarf off the drill bit. And then dip it in grease again. Start over. You can never not have enough grease. Or lube in this case. You can see all the crap in there. That's what we don't want. And there you have it, folks. That is the 15.3mm hole drilled. The last drill bit was really annoying, so I just cut straight through here. Next is to tap it, and as you can see, the wall of the oil pan isn't very thick, so you don't really need to go all the way. But same as the drills, just take it easy, make sure you lube, and clean frequently. And that is the fitting done. I haven't put any thread sealant or tape on it yet, so I'm gonna take it out, seal it, and then put it back in. But otherwise, that wasn't too much of a scary mission, but you know, still pretty daunting. So how do you do thread tape? Well, you get your thread tape, and this confuses a lot of people, sometimes myself. For a right hand, a normal righty-tighty, lefty-loosey fitting, you have the said fitting on your right hand and the thread tape on the left, and you put it directly on top and you turn it to the right. If you do it properly, turn it to the right, and when it's made one complete revolution, pull it, and then the tail of the thread tape will be on the right side, so when you tighten it, it won't unravel itself. Right now it's time to plumb up the oil. This is a oil line specifically made for fuel, oil, all that sort of good stuff. I've already measured and cut, and a good practice to do to make it easier for you is to oil up the inside of the hose, or you can put oil on the fitting itself. So I'm going to attempt to do this. I know it was really hard to put it in the first time without oil, so hopefully that lube will help me insert it into the fitting. I'm not putting a fire sleeve on this because this oil hose is rated to like 1,000,000 degrees. Both ends of the oil drain hose are now tightened, and all the power steering lines tightened back to where they were. Time to put back the intercooler piping and tighten that down.